I guess just to start with, how was your week?
Going good. Yeah, I've been just starting to get back in the swing of things. Just moved and dealing with all that stuff. So yeah, it's been going good. We talked to a couple distributors yesterday morning for the physical card stuff. So that's what I've been mainly focused on. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let's.
it's been good. I'm down closer to Denver now, so there's about 15, 20 shops here around me that working to get in. We're in about four currently, and yeah, that's the main focus now.
Let's talk a little bit about the physical TCG stuff. Can you talk a little bit about what the product is and what we're sending out to shops and kind of how that integrates with what we're doing here?
Yeah, it's just like a gift card. I'll go grab a couple of them. Yeah, it's like a gift card, like V-Bucks. I think I've spoiled some on a few different streams and stuff. But yeah, let's. Yeah, so yeah, these are the products that we're selling. It's a gift card, $20 the store's selling them for. Each one of those has a code that can be scratched off on the back to reveal. And then, the players go through the steps to redeem six packs. So they just buy the packs at the shop and then go home, go to the website, put in the code, and then they get six sealed packs in their account that they can open.
That's
So yeah, the feedback on that's been pretty good.
Yeah, that's a really great concept. I think to be able to go to a physical store and just be able to buy my packs instead of if you don't want to fight with trying to go buy crypto or trying to buy gems, you can just go down, use your cash, buy a little gift card, and it seems like it's fairly straightforward to redeem. And I guess another question for that is there any semblance that maybe gems would be purchased with some of these at some point?
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of just like building out the model right now, but yeah, like basically anything in crypto. I mean, this is kind of like the model that we think like crypto should go towards, or any Web3 games, is they're just able to sell a crypto item for cash at a shop, and then they're just, given some code to redeem anything, in crypto. It could obviously be our gyms and stuff like that, but a lot of these other games that sell avatars and things like that could all be done the same exact way.
Well, I've been really excited about that. I know myself personally, I'm trying to get that in some shops that are down here. I think it's a good way to reach new players, new player base. They see it, they start asking questions. Now they're going to look at the game.
Yep.
You're already kind of hitting the marketplace of card players as it is, as you're trying to get them into TCG shops. So I think that's a really good thing, and I hope that we get to keep hearing that more of those are rolling out. And I guess I'll mention for everybody that's in here if I think we've put out the feelers, but if anybody has any local shops that you'd like to try to get these into, make sure you reach out to myself, Coomlord, one of the members of the staff here, and we'll try to do what we can to make sure that those are getting integrated to physical stores.
Yeah, and the people that have reached out, I mean, yeah, like all we're waiting for right now is like more of these. I guess my video's cutting out a little bit, but it's basically these brochures that, the players get for free. They open up, it tells everything about our game and stuff. So I've been printing those off at like my local FedEx store, and that's like super expensive. So we're getting a bulk order of those, like 10,000 of those brochures that'll get shipped to me, and then we'll be able to send these packages out to anybody. I think we've got Gas over in Spain. We have Ken Sato over in Japan. We have, yeah, some people, Tyrant King in Kansas City. I know we've got Nola Gold down in New Orleans, Cerro up in New York. So yeah, I mean, anyone who's in a market that's got a couple shops, I mean, we'll happily send you some of these, gift packages to just go in. It's the shops are super receptive to it. They're basically their highest margin item that they'd have inside the store. The first thing that they always say is we don't like selling digital products because we need people to come into the store, for us to make money. And we have, our answer to that is once you sell, somebody one of these cards, all the money that they spend forever, whether they come back into your shop or not, can, be attributed to the store. So, it goes pretty well. And yeah, just being in these 3 or 4 stores, we've started getting meetings with these distributor companies, that have connections with. This one we talked to yesterday has like 1,200 shops in the U.S. that they sell different products to. So we would just be another one on there, and kind of the same deal here. These distributors are just taking a small cut off of their Pokemon and Magic packs, and they can make more money selling our product to these stores. So as we, get going, I mean, we really haven't had any negative feedback. It's taken us a while to get to this point, but yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. Is you know, there's not a lot of negative feedback in these, and a lot of times for the stores, it's just all upside. And for for the team here, I know it's a lot of upside. We want to try to reach as many players as possible. And if we have stores, like you said, all over the U.S., all over the world, Spain, we've got a bunch of different countries that are out there. Like we're trying to really, I think reach players that we wouldn't otherwise necessarily reach. If I'm sitting in a shop somewhere and I see somebody's going and buying that, I start asking questions. Now, me naturally as a TCG player, now I want to go see what this is about, and especially if we can get on some distributor lists, I think that goes a really long way in terms of mass sending these things out. Um,
Yeah. And as we get these guilds, the guild features more fully built out, I mean, each one of these shops basically, I mean, as far as we've talked to them now, would like set up their own guilds and stuff. So it's a way for, the people that are getting together on Friday nights and playing Magic to connect and, do something over the weekend, like, build their guild up, especially when we're giving out these shards and things when all of the forts and stuff like that are done. So that's going to be a big deal. And then I guess, kind of going into another topic is, yeah, basically as we get into more of these physical shops, it's kind of why we've transitioned some of the, we've ran tournaments now for over a year. I think we're on 400 plus days of these daily tournaments. So we're transitioning those into gyms. And then basically our next announcement is going to be like more incentives to grind ranked play, because as these people come into shops, I mean, obviously they all like tournaments, a lot of them are playing, and they like physical tournaments, but we really need the queue and stuff like hopping. So we're gonna likely put some more incentives on either the hourly payouts, or we're going through a few different other options to incentivize ranked play, so we can get that ELO matchmaking system in play, so you're not matching up against the top tier players and stuff like that. But yeah, as we go to more of this physical store stuff, we really need the ranked queue going. I mean, we've still been hitting 2,000 plus games a day over the last week or so, so still going good. But yeah, that's where a lot of these prizes are going to start getting redistributed. Other than our majors, we're going to increase the prizes on our majors for this next circuit, kind of try to get some attention there. But then the excess is just going to go to these hourly and ranked queue payouts.
So I guess with that, and maybe before we touch on any roadmap questions, let's briefly talk about Beast of Blossoms coming out, and just kind of walk us through kind of the release with that. I know that there's been a lot of questions in the community just in general of the cards were released, and then maybe talk about some of the hero changes, maybe not specifically, but just kind of the overarching, like we decided to make changes because of X, Y, or Z, and kind of what the thought process was behind that right after the release of Beast of Blossoms, and kind of maybe what the plan is moving forward for balance changes.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate people kind of getting on our ass for some things, but the truth of the game is like we don't market ourselves as like being in beta, but we're definitely still in beta. A lot of these games do betas now for 5 and 10 years. I mean, Escape from Tarkov, PUBG, like all these games are in beta, so we just sometimes it's not dialed in immediately, but we're not Hearthstone that's been out for 20 years and all of this stuff, and we just and we've lived by this since the beginning. I mean, hot fix. We're not just going to sit there and stick to these regularly scheduled, patch updates and stuff like that. I mean, it's sometimes uncomfortable or rubs people the wrong way. But hey, I mean, we look at all of our current players as you guys are participating in this beta, and like we just want the game as good as it can be for when the masses come on. I mean, our player base is great right now, but you guys, everyone just needs to realize like where we're at, and it's just the bigger picture rather than like, oh no, my ELO got messed with for this like 1 month season ladder or something. We apologize. We always try to help hook people up whenever something like that happens, whenever there's like major bugs that cost people stuff. I know Maza just airdropped everybody some packs and stuff like that. We just try to be fair with all of it, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not, we're not ready for the set in stone updates X amount of days. Like we're just always going to be hot fixing stuff for at least the short term, and that just comes with the territory. We do things really fast here, and it's a double-edged sword. So a lot of these other games take forever to ship things, and they're making sure everything's dialed, and we try to ship things fast and then just like fix it immediately after. So just kind of, that's the case there that happened, and we put some stuff out. It was blatantly broken, and we just decided to hot fix it. I mean, that's just how it's been. So apologize if anyone got caught up or got beat down by Zorkava and stuff, right off the bat. But it is what it is.
I think it's also worth mentioning that for anybody that doesn't know, the test team is very small. Um, Anybody that's in here, just really quickly, make sure you guys are muting your mics, or I'm gonna have to try to mute you individually. Kind of overcoming there a little bit. Anyway, the test team's kind of fairly small. The balance team in general is fairly small, and I think it can be hard to really see, on a surface what a meta is going to shake out to be, how strong something may or may not be when it releases. I think one of the great things about the game is that we have a wide range of skill here. So there are some players that are really, really good and some players that are fairly new. And there's a lot of people that are just kind of in between. And I feel like the couple of players that are really, really good, when they find something like Aethernar or Zorkava, it can feel almost impossible for the players that are in the middle to play the game. And I think what we found in testing was that maybe these things weren't as broken as everybody seemed to make them, out to be as soon as they came out. Zorkava was extremely broken. I think Aethernar was potentially beatable, but I think it would have taken us a very long time to get to the point where the average player base found what it was that was going to beat that. And my internal talks that I've had, I think the notion is that we kind of will set the meta like we have now. We've made our hot fixes, and then I don't believe anything is going to happen until next season, and that kind of segues into maybe some thoughts about what, when we might get season 6, what that might look like. If there's anything special planned, I know we had some internal talks about maybe some event-themed stuff over the next couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of address some of the first stuff, I mean, we there are some mistakes that happen. We try not to, make them over and over. So some of these errors or things that we've missed in testing, we're going to be more diligent and, make sure each individual thing is tested going forward. We're kind of just like looking, from this high up point, trying to just generically test, make sure nothing's broken, but we just need to get more, diligent about every specific new ability, new card getting tested properly. So that'll get, better as we go on. Going forward, set 6, I mean, we just got this Beast of Blossoms out. This, not only is this a new thing, I mean, it gives us a lot of different directions we can go in the future. I think we kind of like this mini set thing in between, these major launches to kind of fill any gaps. I think we're looking probably around December 1st for, we haven't released a name on it yet, but Generation 6, like the next big set, it's going to be 100 to 150 new cards. Gen 2 will be rolling out of standard, so then it'll be 3 through 6 that are in there. And I mean, yeah, it's just tentatively, sometime around December 1st. I don't want the team to get on me too much about what I can leak and what I can't leak. But yeah, there's going to be some changes. It's not just going to be a typical set. I mean, as you saw in Beast of Blossom, we're getting into this two ability kind of thing to shake up the meta. There potentially could be some two element stuff coming along, where some of these cards can be used in multiple decks and stuff like that. Hopefully the team doesn't get on my ass for saying that, but yeah, that's kind of what we're looking in. There obviously is like development hurdles, and some things can and can't be done. The card artwork, needs to still look good. I mean, that's one of the other things that is kind of like drawing in all these new players is, our artwork stands out. It's people like it, and we don't want to sacrifice, kind of the layout of the cards and things like that. But yeah, set 6 sometime around December 1st, and yeah, we're working on that now, so we'll be dropping teasers and things like that over the coming weeks. And yeah, I mean, I guess some of the other things that, as you guys can see, like some of these cinematics and things that we've got Cillium working on, I mean, we're stepping this up to a whole nother level now. I mean, the videos have been good up to this point, but I mean, that latest Beast of Blossom video that Cillium dropped is high quality, and he just dropped me some sneak peeks a couple hours ago about other stuff that he's working on, and it's like, holy shit, there's a we're kind of, there's a lot of stuff going on with the project, but what we're trying to build out here is pretty much like a new gaming studio, a lot of the new age gaming studio where we don't hide it. We use AI. We like everyone on the team to use AI within their specific role, like whatever that is, to the best of their abilities. I mean, even on the video side, like there's a lot of things there, but yeah, I mean, we foresee the future of game studios not having to be, some of these game studios get up to 500, 1,000 employees, but, we're dropping quality stuff that's not too far behind some of these major game studios with, 10, 15 people. So it's kind of, a new frontier here, and we're just trying to dial it in and like really, hunker down for the long haul. I guess the next big thing that we're going to drop here, the lobby page is, I've kind of been on the team or, on Mazza about fixing up the lobby page a little bit, but, we're going to, I think I've dropped some sneak peeks of what it's going to look like, but it's going to look, more traditional, kind of like these Fortnite lobbies and things like that. We're going to get our news much more organized, and, yeah, I mean, that should be a big change for us, at least, the first impression, because going to that, this lobby screen where all the games are just kind of laid out there is, there's not many other games that are doing it like that. You play Parallel or kind of these others, it's more of just a traditional lobby page, and then you can dive into these other sections, but we should be dropping that probably within the next week or so.
Well, that's something nice and neat to be able to look forward to.
Yep.
I guess before we open it up to questions, because I know we started a little bit late, I don't want to run too long today. Do you have
Yep.
anything that you'd like to just touch on, share with the community? Anything specific?
No, I mean, yeah, kind of been away, so my DMs got crazy overloaded. So if anyone in here has like been trying to contact me for about the last 3 or 4 weeks, like I apologize if I haven't got back to you, but now's a much better time if you just want to come up on stage, ask me any specific questions. But no, that's kind of a good overview of where we're at. We're gonna get into doing these every week now, so we'll be here every Wednesday. Set this up just to stay more connected to the community, and as the project grows, it's hard for me to manage all of these messages and stuff like this, so we're just going to record these and use this as like a forum where you can communicate with the team or have any questions answered.
Yeah, absolutely. Coomlord, if you want to check the general chat, so what I'll do is, we'll open it up. If anybody wants to unmute their mic and ask any question that you'd like, please feel free to do so now. If you'd like to type a question for Coomlord to answer, you can put it in the general chat, and he can pick some of those out and answer those. But we'd be happy to field any questions that you might have, about anything that is game related.
Yeah, I'm seeing Nando here. Maybe a problem is localization pricing. $1 equals R548. I would like to help spread the word, but it should be an objection. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with the, pricing models down in Brazil or wherever you're located, but yeah, like what's a pack of, Magic the Gathering cards cost locally? Is it not the same price as it costs here in America? Or are they significantly cheaper? Or like, yeah, kind of, fill me in on that. But yeah, I mean, if that's happening with these other card games, I mean, we have much more leeway to work. So if Magic can pull it off and sell their packs for cheaper down there, then we definitely can. These cards are only costing us about 50 cents, 60 cents a piece to produce, and obviously, we got to put some things on chain, but there's definitely some leeway for us there.
Does anybody have any voice questions you'd like to come up and ask? I know even if you know you don't want to come up on stage, or if you want to just post your questions, please make sure you post them and kind of open this last 5 minutes up here to just answer anybody's questions. If you have feedback you want to throw out, we'd be happy to listen to that as well. And I think this is a good note, but I know that at this point we're very international, and I think this is something good to touch on, since Nando brought up the difference in currency, etc. But I think we're going to try. I think we've been doing a good job of trying to make sure that all of our content, we're putting out content in multiple different languages. So in the next few days, the YouTube's going to kind of get this town hall is going to get uploaded, and I think there's going to be some videos that are going to go up later this week. But we're trying to make sure that we do a really good job of trying to get them in not only in English but in Spanish, and any other content creators that want to come in and try to help with that. That's something that we're really trying to achieve. Andy Moon's been making a great initiative for that. See any other questions that are out there? I'm currently looking to see how much.
That's something, yeah, about Arena. Curious why banning Quantum Shift. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess and I haven't been playing Arena lately, but I know it first started off as just Fuku being banned because, yeah, people were just like basically not playing any decks if they weren't pulling any Fukus. Fuku, 1 mana, Quantum Shift was just an ugly card for, new players and people getting into Arena that didn't have a lot of money to spend to just, spam build decks. So that's kind of how it started. And then I think, Moon followed a little bit. So that's why we decided to go that direction. What else do I see? Remove Boris's guitar, dude. Nah, that's kind of Mazza's little Easter egg, dude. He spends a lot of time developing stuff, so he just likes throwing things in like that. Yeah, that's one of his favorite songs, and it's titled Boris. And I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of fun when it comes in. It's a pretty badass song. Just go in and wreck the entire other player's board. So yeah, I mean, if a bunch of people are bitching about it, we could probably fix that. But yeah.
I do want to jump back to the Brazilian real pricing. So I actually did go take a look. It looks like the packs are roughly similar to what they would cost in the U.S. There's not a huge difference there. You get a 10-pack booster bundle for about $35 or 738 real. So I'm not sure how that kind of takes into account for what he was asking.
Yep, I see Tyrant King. Yeah, keep all the Easter eggs, builds lore. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's another thing. I saw Gas in here. I think he's still in here, but yeah, we are a lot of lore stuff is going to be coming out. We're going to be putting out blogs with the lore of the heroes to start. So that's something to look forward to in the near future. And then yeah, just kind of a general overall update. Yeah, like the team's been reorganized into a new chat, so we are kind of just in our first week of laying out all of these different roles, and yeah, communication between us and the community and kind of laying out the various aspects of the project, but it should be a lot more organized now going forward. So we have people put on specific tasks, whether that be video content, lore, balancing, and all of that stuff. So, bear with us. Kind of got disorganized over the last month or two, and we're working to get that more streamlined.
I can't
But yeah,
flip over to the
yeah.
general chat to see if there's any questions. If I do, I will mess up the
Alvin,
recording.
is there any rules or policies about piloting 2 or more accounts or multi-accounting? I mean, yeah, I mean, we just have to be super careful on the rewards that we're offering. I mean, there's not, it's kind of like just something in gaming. I mean, there's Smurf accounts. You play League of Legends. Like, there's nothing League of Legends does to stop you from having another account. Kind of, there is an effect when, the community is as small as ours and we don't have like this ELO matchmaking live yet. But yeah, I mean, it's frowned upon if there is major issues. Obviously we've had to ban some people in the past, but there's not any specific, law against it. But yeah, we try to monitor it, and if you're doing anything malicious, then yeah, it could. We can tell, the accounts that are associated with one another. So if a flag's raised and we look at it, you could jeopardize both your accounts. So yeah, it's not something we're doing, but if it's brought to our attention, we'll get on it.
And I think I want to touch on that one just briefly. I think the notion is that, at least what I've gathered from the team, and I don't necessarily want to speak for everybody, but if you're out here and you're grinding 70 games a day in ranked queues on multiple accounts, we're probably just not going to be that upset about it. I think where, as Coomlord pointed out, where it gets to become a little shaky is like when we have things like the weekend open or the major, and you're attempting to play on 2 accounts inside of one tournament to try to have multiple chances at winning the prizes that are existing there. I think that's when it becomes a problem, right? There has to be kind of an interesting line that I think as a team we have to draw there, where if there's only 32 spots for a major or 64 spots at a major, if you're out here playing on 4 different accounts and getting invites to those, it makes other people feel certain types of ways. And I think we've had some people before that may or may not have done that, and that those get looked into and that gets taken into account. But if you're just out here with like multiple accounts, like I have a second account that I use specifically for streaming. Like if I'm playing 2 games and I want to spectate the game that I'm playing and be able to see both players' hands for content or something like that. Like I have a second account. I'm not grinding on that account, but I don't think that there's a huge issue with multiple people having different accounts inside the ranked queues or arena queues and trying to grind out rewards with those.
Yeah, same. Another question: is there a way to re-roll the daily quests? I don't know what we've been building out the story quest. There is obviously a way to re-roll the story quests, or if you get one you don't like, you can cancel it. I'll have to talk with Maza about doing some of that on the daily quest, but we are in the middle of building a whole new quest log, and some dailies will be in on that. So yeah, there should be some changes. It's just a lot going on. It's kind of down the list, but yeah, we can definitely do something there. Nando, is it possible to use this time to check some main numbers, indicators? I'm really curious about that. Is the game growing? New actions proved? Been a good action? I mean, yeah, I mean, so yeah, I guess, with the 4, just some overall numbers, with the 4 stores that we've been in them about 2 weeks now. We've had about, I forgot, I haven't checked it today, but it was close to 30 bundle redemptions. So we're gonna revisit these stores every 2 weeks and kind of talk to the store owners directly to get some more info on there. But yeah, there's been about 30 bundle redemptions, so that's about $600. And I mean, not a ton of money, not world changing there, but yeah, if you're only in 4 stores, there's about 10,000 of these worldwide. So each store's sold roughly 10 of these packs, in the last couple weeks. I mean, that is substantial. It's pretty much how we've been able to secure some of these distributor meetings. It's interesting enough that these distributors are taking calls with us like, okay, you're moving that much product, like now let's get that into 1,000 shops. And then you start seeing 1,000 bundles moving a month and things like that, and it's a big deal. Overall game numbers, yeah, I touched on it a little bit. We did see a little drop off when we took the daily payouts, but that's just a lot of extractors and stuff. I think at our all-time high, we were hitting about 3,000 games per day, but now with all of these new changes, today we're at 2.4, so 600 game drop off from where we were at in our all-time high. I mean, our daily signups, that's like the main thing that we're always looking at. That's been consistently over 25 plus a day for months. So, and yeah, I mean, if I go back today, we had 38 new users create an account. Yesterday it was 30. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the main thing is new accounts being created and stuff like that. But our 90-day rolling average is like 70% higher than the previous 90 days. So as far as new user signups, so that's good. Yeah, what are the other daily active users? Yeah, we were getting close to about 500 and stuff. We're sitting at about 410 yesterday, so not much change there. But yeah, I mean, those are our current numbers at the moment.
I've seen that Dolcetto asked a question, and I kind of want to touch on this just briefly. So, Dolcetto says, I really like seeing the overall hero win rates. Can we get a weekly recap each week updating us? So, I guess it hasn't came out yet, so now I guess everybody will kind of get an idea. But I am actually starting a weekly series that'll come out on Tuesdays, so about a week from today. That will be the what I'm going to call the weekly wrap up, where I'm going to touch on all the deck list winners. One of the things that I'm in the process of talking with internally to the team is actually pulling, what the hero ranked ladder win rates were from the week, and maybe sticking a graphic into the video. But in terms of like numbers like that and specific things to do with, what's winning, balance changes, things of that nature, I want to try to stray away from those and keep Coomlord kind of focused on what updates we might have, kind of any questions that you might have about future things for the game. I really want to be able to use this time for him to kind of tell us about his vision, and for you guys to either leave some feedback, make suggestions, or ask questions about kind of the direction that the game is going. But yes, there will be something that's going to come out with that on a weekly basis. I think our goal internally from the team is to try to make sure that there's regular content that you guys can consume, which will all be going on the Champions YouTube channel. We're looking at doing a bunch of different types of content, highlighting different decks of the week, maybe some versus series, I think is some of the stuff that's coming on. And we're looking to make this in multiple languages as well. So it's not just going to be English. So for any of the Spanish speakers that are out there, or any other language that we can find that we're able to get content in that language, we're looking to really get you guys some content to consume and talk about the meta and the numbers like that. So.
Yep. Yeah, the content kind of dropped off like as I was gone, but yeah, we're just in the middle of getting that revamped and organized. And yeah, I know people like seeing the hero win rates and things like that. So yeah, I think Grimnot's gonna start dropping that probably next week. So we'll have a weekly or a bi-weekly update on all of that. But yeah, I mean, we kind of want to keep this not too long just for our YouTube content. So I see one more. Will there be more mini sets? Yeah, I mean, I think we're planning on mini sets now in between all launches. They'll all be grindable, so they won't be available to sell. You have to play the game to get them. So yeah, I mean, those, you can definitely expect more of those coming. Yeah, I see Nando here. You'd like to build something like GU decks. Yeah, we'd love that. We've had Jamie Tenacity kind of build something similar. Yeah, you're asking for an API to get some of that data. Yeah, I'm not the guy to ask on any APIs and stuff. Grimnot probably is more familiar with that than me, but I'd have to check with Mazza to see
Yeah, and
how to get some of that.
that's where I would refer you as well, Nando. Work with Mazza about trying to get plugged into any APIs or anything that might or might not be released. I think he would ultimately be the one that would make that you know that decision. But like Coomlord said, we do have Jamie Tenacity worked on a deck. I think it's Jamie Tenacity deck tools or something like that, which is pretty neat. And I know that as we continue to grow, we're going to look to try to maybe expand some of that stuff. So for anybody out there that's working on that stuff, we really like to see it. Share it with us. Would love to see it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think you can wrap this up and we'll just do it again next week, save some stuff. But yeah, feel
Absolutely.
free to ping any of the staff in any chats and we'll get back to you. And yeah, we're cooking up some content for you guys over the coming days and we'll get that out soon.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you, Kumar, for giving us some of your time today. And then, yeah, for anybody that missed this will be up on the YouTube in probably like half an hour. So, yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, see you guys.